So Tom Steyer, Mr. Billionaire, Mr. Grassroots Activist, okay? Mr. Outsider, the Outsider, okay? I want to dig in for you guys a little bit and talk about this guy. If you aren't already aware, Tom Steyer is a billionaire who made all his money in the financial industry, which is, one of the worst industries. That's like Wall Street. That's like the big banks. That's like the bailout. That's those people. In the economic crash of 2008. But he's running for president now. But I want to expose to you guys, or I want to expose this guy to you guys, because the way that he built up his 130,000 individual donors, which is one of the qualifications for the next debate, which is coming up, and the way that he built up his email list is also equally shady. Now, if you guys don't know, Tom Steyer was the big impeachment guy. He was the big impeach Trump guy. Like, he led that campaign, and he spent millions of dollars on advertisements for that. Even though he probably understood the fact that Trump is not going to get impeached. It's not happening anytime soon, folks. He's kind of Teflon. Everything kind of bounces off of Donald Trump. But the actual reason why he did this, probably, is because he wanted to build up an email list so he could run for president and send people a bunch of Tom Steyer for President 2020 emails. Because that's what he's doing now with the people who gave him their info to supposedly impeach Trump. Now, selling bumper stickers and stuff, also technically in the rules, counts as an individual donation. So that's how he met the debate threshold, is from selling impeach Trump bumper stickers and stuff. So he's shady already. He lied to you. Now, I've made a video about Tom Steyer before where I was kind of like light on him. I was kind of easy on him. I was kind of like, oh, he seems like a nice guy, billionaire. But after I've seen this and heard this story, it makes me think, oh, he's a liar billionaire, just like the rest of them. Now, there's something equally sinister going on in sort of the underlying, more ideological realm of this guy. Besides the fact that he literally kind of scammed people into supporting him, and advancing his campaign, which it's clear that the rich man's arrogance, which I mentioned in the first video about this guy, is in droves within him, just purely by the fact that he would do that or something like that. But he went on like CNN or something, and he tried to explain like why he is the best option for president and stuff like that, which he's not. And in fact, what I think this guy should do, or should be doing, is donating a lot of his millions of dollars and endorsing Bernie Sanders, because he cares about the money in politics thing and the money in politics angle. But honestly, I'm not even sure what he cares about, because it's not really clear what he cares about. And that could just be something he picked up from, that he's copying from Lawrence Lessig, who this is reminding me of, who ran in 2016 simply to say, oh, money in politics, because it was an issue candidacy. It was an issue, single issue thing where he wasn't trying to win. It was like, what's his name? Mike Gravel this year. But so Tom Steyer could have just copy Lawrence Lessig's message from the last time and used that as an entry jump off point for his talking points. But because if he really wants to get money out of politics, he should support Wolfpack and endorse Bernie Sanders. But he's framing himself as an outsider in a disingenuous way because he's using massism for this, which I'm going to talk about this in my The Idea of Communism by Slavoj Žižek analysis. Or I did talk about it because that's already written. I just have to publish it on here. But massism is basically the idea of like the framing of like how oppression works, and framing it in a way where it's literally the masses of people versus the government. Because he's framing it like he's an outsider just simply because he's not in Washington. So he calls Bernie Sanders an insider because he's a senator. So Tom Steyer's point that he's kind of indirectly making is basically that we shouldn't be electing politicians. We shouldn't be electing people to the highest job in the, basically, because it does function as a business, that they work in. Which doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, I would want someone who's been, like, at this point in history, I would want someone who's been in the business for a while with a consistent record of fighting for the right things and to make things better. And that's Bernie Sanders. So Tom Steyer is basically framing it like, okay, Washington, D.C., the White House, you know, those are the insiders, and then everyone else is an outsider. That's massism. That's the people versus the government. That's an incorrect framing of how oppression works. But, because really how oppression works is government and capital. They marry. Their union produces oppression. So, and that's just my anarcho-communist politics there for you. But, so Tom Steyer is harnessing massism for this sinister, greasy campaign. And he is, kind of, like, the way that he talks about things is kind of just a mishmashed, jumbled up message that he has. He doesn't really have a clear, concise message of any kind. He just has like a stealing from Bernie a little bit, stealing from here and there, basically, for a message for the campaign. So this campaign doesn't even have a good message, other than, you know what you should do, buddy? Endorse Bernie Sanders and vote for Bernie Sanders. That's literally like that. The fact that I see this guy and what he's saying, like, literally just makes me think, like, okay, time to vote Bernie. And that's what it should make you think as well. But, that'll be all for today. I don't even think, because I might do, like, candidate profiles of all the presidential candidates, but I don't even think I'll make one on this guy, because I basically already just told you everything I think about him. But yeah, Rich Man's Arrogance, Social Revolution 2019, Social Revolution 2020, Bernie Sanders 2020. Thank you.